What's going on YouTube? Going to do a quick video on installing a dual steering stabilizer kit. Got a rough country dual stabilizer kit with the 2.2 stabilizers. On the last video did a leveling kit, so I cleared the 35s. Well, now I've got a whole bunch of bump steer and I just want to do away with it. So I'm going to start out with pretty much just following the instructions. Going to pull off the factory stabilizer and then pull the 2 bolts out of the diff. That way we can get the center mount mounted in place and then just work our way out from there. So this is pretty much what is included in the kit. You've got your center support there in the middle with the hardware, your 2 outer pieces, your stabilizers, and then they also include a bolt cover for the center, so that way your hardware is not exposed. This is the cheering squad watching while we work. Hi, cheering squad. So I'll try to show this the best I can, but the 2 bolts on this side of the diff is the factory bolts you have to take off for the installation of the center support for the dual stabilizers. The instructions also say to remove the factory stabilizer, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. So we'll see how it does with the factory stabilizer and make the call whether or not to remove it. So here we go, we got our mount installed. We got the 2 bolts going into the differential, torqued down to 25 foot-pounds, and the U-bolt going around the axle tube, torqued down to 25 foot-pounds as well. So now we will install the outer parts of the stabilizers. They go out here, kind of like that, and then we'll put the stabilizers on and torque everything down and make sure it's all in spec. So we got the outside mount all bolted in. You can see the 2 U-bolts here, and then also on the top, I don't know if you can see them, I think the light is almost too bright to up here. The end link, this is just hand tight right now. Got the first one actually installed, and then just bolted that one up because this little center support guy here kind of protects it. So now we'll do the other side and keep on going. So here it is, all finished up. We got both sides installed, got everything torqued down. Went back and double checked everything with the regular 3/8 ratchet as well, not just the impact. Now we're going to start the truck, turn it left to right, make sure we hit the bump stops before we run out of room on the stabilizer. That's really important to make sure that you have enough room and you're not going to destroy one of these stabilizers when you're turning. So hopefully everything looks good. Also, after a couple hundred miles of driving, you want to get back under here and just double check, make sure everything is still tight. Really don't want to have anything come loose while you're driving down the road. Now I will say again, you cannot use this kit unless you have at least a 2-inch leveling kit installed. Because if you don't, see the bars up there above the stabilizers? I'm sure they have a special correct name for the steering, but I don't remember it right now, so I'm just going to call them bars. Those will hit the stabilizers when you hit a pothole, and you'll end up bending them or breaking them or hurting the truck. So don't do this unless you have at least a 2-inch lift kit. So, but that's it. We're going to fire it up and check everything. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear me, but we got the truck running and we're going to make sure, we're going to turn left to right and make sure everything clears. Go ahead and turn it. Is that full? Okay, go the other way. So that side looked good. Now I'll watch this side. Okay, go straight. So that side looked good too. That's not straight. There you go. You can kill it. Okay, so everything looked good under here. Again, like I said, you know, after a couple hundred miles of driving, just double check, make sure everything's tight. Now, if for some reason you did have something interference, you would just unbolt these U-bolts down here, move this whole thing outward. You know, you can't really go much further inward, but you can go out. And you just want to double check on both sides. And when you're doing that, just turn the wheel slowly. You know, hopefully you have somebody that can help you, you know, the cheering squad, or just turn it slow. What you're wanting to check, just make sure nothing interferes. You know, so if you start turning and it binds up real hard, and you know, like I said, you can bend these rods, you can blow out these bodies. So just go slow for the first test and make sure everything's fitted. And tonight's lighting is brought to you by a Monster hood light. I'll probably do a review over that as well. So that's it, guys. So we got our dual steering stabilizer kit installed on our 2017 Ford. You know, after we did the leveling kit, the tools I used was just a 3/8 ratchet with a 9/16, a 16mm, and a 3/4 inch socket. I also used a 3/4 inch wrench, and then also you will need a torque wrench to torque everything down. Mine is digital, but you don't have to use digital. You can get an old school one where it just clicks. If you don't have one, probably recommend adding it to your kit. Also, you can rent them from like AutoZone or O'Reilly's or your local parts store. But yeah, that's it, guys. So, you know, like I said in the video, you know, check all your hardware after a couple hundred miles of driving. You want to make sure nothing got loose. And we're going on a trip this weekend, so we're gonna take the truck out and put probably 500-600 miles on it, and I'll probably check it while we're out driving around. So tune in for more, rate, comment, and subscribe, and see you on the next one.